So let's review some of the supplier types that are available today. There's a packaging battle going on. You have the traditional solid-state disk storage provider, you have a legacy manufacturer, and you have an internal server or memory appliance type of manufacturer as well. So if you look at the traditional solid-state disk supplier, they provide a turnkey solid-state disk storage platform designed in most cases to attach directly to a SAN. They're very focused on performance and latency elimination. They generally have a heavy investment in DRAM-based technology, although most have announced or are certainly shipping flash-based systems. They also have a historical understanding of what the ramifications are of implementing solid-state disk and whether or not, number one, you're a good candidate for it, and then also what's the best way to implement these systems into your environment for maximum productivity. The traditional storage manufacturer, on the other hand, as I said earlier, they're focused mostly on just supplying flash-based technology. What we're seeing right now is they're typically adding it as a shelf to their existing storage solution. It's an integrated solution that can be managed from the same console, so that's a good thing in that you have a single software interface into the technology compared to the DRAM base or the solid-state disk specialists who you'll have a separate management area for that one environment. There are concerns though about latency overall in the system because what you have done is put these extremely fast components into the shelf and the rest of the surrounding technology now becomes very latent. The shelf itself can only support so many IOs per second. The connectivity to the shelf can only support so many IOs per second. And as a result, you actually have to limit the amount of flash drives that you put in the system or on a shelf within the system to make sure you can maintain maximum performance. So that's a critical thing to consider as you start to talk to storage manufacturers about supplying solid-state disk, is how will it configure in your environment and how will you best use it. And also we found them to have a limited understanding of what solid-state disk technology really is and how to best utilize it. So again, make sure you find somebody that really understands the technology well, understands your problem very well, and can do the best job possible of linking those two objectives together. So what is the future of solid-state disk? Well, solid-state will continue to expand. It's fast, it's power efficient. Those are going to be two key things that people are going to want for years to come. There's really nothing that we've seen on the mechanical drive horizon that would lead us to believe that it will be able to maintain any level of parity from a performance and power efficiency standpoint that solid-state disk has. Every step level down in price and capacity is another group of applications that can cost justify the use of solid-state disk. Again, we believe that in 2009 we'll start to see large exchange environments use flash-based solid-state disk to hold the majority of their message stores. The reason is that it is less complex to just put the stores into flash and store it there and immediately get performance benefits, as opposed to all the other workarounds that many exchange administrators have to do to maximize storage I/O performance in an exchange environment. It may be simpler just to put it onto a flash solid-state disk and instantly get better performance without any tricks. So we believe that that sort of scenario will continue to play itself out over and over and over again. We believe that 2009 might be the year that we see exchange going that route. And then finally, technology is now available to auto-migrate to solid-state disk. So with solid-state disk, you wanted to have it, because of the expense on a per gigabyte basis, any free space is expensive free space. So what you want to do is be able to fill that space up as quickly as you possibly can and keep it full at all times, but then also make sure you have only the most active data set in that space. So there is technologies from some storage solution providers today that will automatically, on a block level, and in some cases a file level, move data in and out of a different tier of storage. Well, as these solid-state disks are integrated in, that tier may very well be solid-state disk. So what are some of the future and the next steps for solid state disk? Well, on the supplier side, they're going to need to optimize shelves and controllers specifically for these speed capabilities. This will be a challenge because you have a factor of either driving prices up on your existing system or having developed a separate path to very, very high speed devices. It'll be interesting to see how the standard storage suppliers address that. For example, we may see smaller in capacity shelves that maybe only have the equivalent of 4 drive bays, but are highly optimized specifically for those solid state disk drive bays. And maybe that'll be a way to balance performance. We're not real sure what we're going to see from them, but I think in early 2009 a lot of this will begin to take shape. Then again, as I talked about on the last slide, I think we'll see a lot of controller-based intelligence to move data in and out of the solid-state disk area. That will become more and more commonplace. And then finally, we believe, and here's a prediction, that possibly in about 5 to 6 years, there will not be mechanical drives. You will have a solid-state disk tier, and then a tier 3, which would be essentially your archive tier. There won't really be a middle ground. It just doesn't cost justify itself. Now, whether that's 5 years or 6 years, it remains to be seen. But as you look at the pace at which solid-state disk technology is coming onto market now, for example, look how commonplace it is as an option in laptops. We'll start to see that more and more frequently in the enterprise, and we believe that in about 6 years that there will be almost no sort of in-between mechanical disk technology. So I want to thank you for your time today, and if you have any questions, again, please email us at info@storage-switzerland.com. Thank you very much, and have a good day.